So hey, what is up guys, welcome back. In this video I'm going to be talking about system architectures and also going to be giving you a brief overview of this website that I've created for accumulating all of the system architectures that I have come up with. So I'll also be discussing one of those architectures, that is the vaccine manager architecture, and this will mark the beginning of the series of discussion on all of the system architectures that I have created over the past couple of months. So giving you a brief idea of what this exactly is. So when I started making projects, I eventually came up with this idea of also making architecture diagrams for the projects that I'm creating. This is kind of a unique thing because nobody else does it. So I did this to basically have an overview of the project, that is while we are creating it, so that everything is very clear as to where every component belongs to, and also it all becomes very easy for you to refer to the project and also understand what the architecture of the project is or how the project has been made by you after a certain point of time. Because after a small amount of time, not a small amount of time, but after a specific amount of time, you start losing your memory about the specifics of your project implementation, and having a diagram represent your entire architecture of the project helps a lot, because that just gives you a visual representation of what you had implemented, and also gives you a kind of a map through which you can kind of recollect what you had made, and it becomes easier for you to document your project and also show it to others, right? Because viewing an architecture diagram is very efficient as compared to looking at code that might not be well representative of how you actually deployed that application and how that application actually interacts with other applications. So yeah, this is a kind of a unique way in which you can document your project. And also this is a part of documentation of your project. You can also write up readmes and also blogs about your project. So I've created this website, that is sysarch.burhanuddinmerchant.me, where I've added all of the architectures that I've created up till this point of time. So moving forward, whatever project I work on, whatever project I've worked on since I think October or August 2021, I have tried to make an architecture diagram for it, whatever major project was there. So today I'll be discussing the architecture for vaccine manager. So this is one of the most basic architectures, but this is a good one to start with. So as you can see from the diagram, we can clearly understand that there is a front end to this application and there is a back end to this application. The back end is using Django and also the Django REST framework for creating REST APIs. And here I've written microservices because I've created microservices in Django, and also the ORM does the CRUD part of the API, the CRUD part of the database. So I just write Python code, which is then converted into SQL queries, and it interacts with the PostgreSQL database. So the database basically used is PostgreSQL. It is hosted on Heroku. And jumping back to the front end, so the front end is hosted on Netlify. It is a React application which uses Ant Design for the component designs and all of the styling, and Webpack for bundling up the final build, that is the index, JS, CSS and HTML files that will be finally deployed on Netlify. So this application basically interacts with the backend through HTTP protocol, and yeah, so it uses REST APIs to interact with the backend and manipulate the database or get the data that is required from the database. So this is the overview of the architecture for the vaccine manager, and yeah, so it gives us a kind of an idea of what the application might be doing, and yeah, so it is basically a visualization of the application, which makes it easier to basically reference in future. So yeah, so this has been the overview for the architecture of the vaccine manager project that I had made along with Mehul Oswal, and yeah, so this is the brief overview of the website, and yeah, I'm looking forward to making more overviews for the architectures, for these individual architectures that are remaining. But until that time, you can check out these architectures. So I'll put this link down in the description below. So yeah, thank you. Thanks for watching. Peace out.